Hello, I am Jan from Prague, the Czech Republic, and this is my first video featuring a dragon. Thanks to him, you'll see how Canon's new authenticity imaging system allows you to verify a photo's origin, even years after it was taken. But this is about much more than Canon. All these timestamps and digital signatures are part of a fascinating global effort to combat fake and manipulated content, in which even fake dragons won't stay hidden for long. Let's take a closer look. So why am I using this photo with dragon sitting in the building in Tokyo? Clearly you see that this is a fake shot, but what is really amazing on the examples I'm going to give you is that you are now able to distinguish that yes, this is an original photo from Canon's camera, and this, yes, of course, is a dragon created in chatbots of AI. The greatest thing you are able to do is that you are able to dig immediately into details. If you download it into the new system you have at your disposal, you are very quickly able to distinguish what is what. So you're able to tell, yes, this shot was taken originally with R1 and obviously it was created by the original camera, but yes, indeed, the dragon was added at a later stage. Why am I speaking about Canon at this stage? Because it introduced recently something it calls authenticity imaging system. And again, here is the structure. Canon introduced a new tool called timestamp tool. You'll see it in action in a couple of minutes, but the key principle is what you can see here. We have to prove that this photo was taken with Canon R1 and then that we use something which is called timestamp. We'll get to it, but this is one of the key principles, that we have to prove that the photo was created at a certain stage, and then we have all these other levels, other layers, like that it was opened in Photoshop and that the beautiful dragon was added. Yes, I'm misusing AI here, but at the same time, it really deserves a lot of prize because it's signed as well, because you can clearly see that it was created by OpenAI, and it's also very, very important, and it's again a part of the new world where it should be much easier to prove what is real and what is not. To get a broader picture, we have organization called Content Authenticity Initiative. It basically consists of all the major players, featured members, there are many more of them, and you can clearly see that all the major players of the world are here. Then we have something which is called Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity, and it generally solves the technical issues, so we shouldn't be surprised that the key members are Adobe, Amazon, BBC, OpenAI, and all these really technical giants. And at this stage, you might start playing. Just go to your website, find contentauthenticity.org and its subpage verify. And that is one of the places where all this magic can be happening. If the thing is signed, if it has all the contents the system is able to show, this is the place where you're able to see the process of creating of the, well, trustworthy or fake image. And what's really amazing that you are able to use these compare tools and you are able to decode what is in the frame, what are the parts which were used to compose the photo. Obviously, many photos would not have these features. Many photos would not have these signatures, but it's only starting. And I think it'll really be a huge, huge thing. Going back to Canon, recently it introduced authenticity imaging system. We already mentioned that. At this stage, a couple of months after it was announced, it's available only for R1 and R5 Mark II, and also it's basically limited to huge news organizations. You have two stages. First, you should be able to prove that the photo was taken by the camera as such. So if your camera is able to produce provenance information, that's the first step, which is important. And then we have the time stamping, and let's see it in action. So again, this is open to public. You can play with this if you want. So you basically select a file, and this is a great example. It was shot and signed by a Canon's camera. So if I run it through timestamp tool, you see success. And at the same moment, I'm able to download timestamped image. And then this is the first step, and we have 2 layers. The first layer is it was created by Canon. The second layer, it was time-stamped at later stage. I'm sure you are now asking, why do we need 2 layers? And I was confused as well, but that scheme explains it a bit. Basically, you have the first layer of, well, the signature. It reflects only the time which was set on the camera, so probably you might have it wrong, or it might be even manipulated somehow. So you need one more independent timestamp proving that a photo existed at a certain stage. It was taken by R1 and then it was timestamped on April 16, so it's proof the photo really did indead exist. By the way, if you dig deeper, you can also study the manifest or simply the data which are embedded into the photo. At a certain stage, you can go down and here are the things which are connected to timestamp, and that huge amount of numbers and letters means that it's actually encrypted, so it can't be faked. And yes, you have a digital signature, you can easily detect that something is wrong. One important detail, once you open Photoshop, you realize that it's there as well. So once you enable it, you're able to digitally sign it. You're able to record anything you do. So in fact, you're a part of the process. You're able to add many of your data. So then we have the original photo, which was timestamped. Then we have the dragon edit, and you can clearly read that yes, it was edited by Photoshop, and it's actually quite impressive. And what I consider quite important is, once again, that the important players and partners of the huge global movement are all those AI companies which are able and willing to add that yes, indeed, this dragon was created by AI. Personally, I would really love to see a world where we're able to prove who's taken the photo and what has been done with it before you see it. So, thank you so much for your attention. I hope you liked my dragon. Take care. I'm Jan from Prague, the Czech Republic.